Carolyn Doobie here. What's the play for today? Well, today is all about something that can be very, very scary. I know it's been for me many a time something that's very scary, and that's letting go of control. Control is a very handy and useful thing in so many areas of our lives, but when it comes to creativity and play, not so much in my experience. Now, there are lots of ways that you can let go of control in your art journal, in your mixed media art, or whatever it is that you're creating. But one of my favorite ways to do it is by using a supply that I can't completely predict. If I can't control and predict exactly what that supply is going to do each and every time, I get surprised by what it does. I get a little extra excitement wondering what's going to show up. Well, what's this tool that I'm using today? It's a gel plate. Here I'm using the 8x10 gel plate from O.P.S. I'm going to put a stencil right on top of that. This is one I designed for over at StencilGirl Products. And then I'm going to bring in some paint. This happens to be by Deco Art from their media line of fluid acrylics. And I'm just going to brayer that paint right over the stencil. Then what I'm going to do is lift the stencil up, and you can see the pattern that's on there. And then I'm going to flip that plate over and put it right into my art journal page. Could I have taken my art journal page and put it on top of the plate? Absolutely. But for me, there's something kind of fun of when I flip that thing over and plop it down, I basically can't completely control it. Well, now what I'm going to do is put another color on here, but I'm flipping the stencil around. The reason why I'm flipping it around is because as the pattern and layers build up, I want the stencil not to be lined up exactly the same each time. So that's why I do things like flip the stencil around, or I'll turn the plate around, something so that I'm not getting them all in the exact same place. But I can't completely control what happens here. Like, I'm going to put the gel press plate here up near the edge so I can cover up some of that white space with some color, because to me white space screams put color on it. And guess what? Because of the way I had the paint on the plate, there really isn't that much color up at the top. So control here is, well, relative. I can control what color goes on it, but I can't really control exactly how it's going to look. What I can do, though, is put more layers on it. Now, of course, I'm so excited about putting that green on there that apparently I'm dropping the brayer. And in reaction to me not having a lot of paint on it last color, this time I put more of the green paint on it. So as I lift this up, I can see that there's more color on the gel press plate, and I'm going to flip it over and get some of that color around the bottom edges that were white, as well as obviously some will be in the middle. Now there's still more color on that plate, so I am simply going to move that around and put some up at the top. So you can see how areas that I intended to color in earlier that didn't get colored in, you can put color on it with the next layer. Now with this, part of the fun for me is that I can sort of guide this or steer it or nudge it in a certain way, but I can't completely control what's going to happen. And that always keeps it a little exciting with every print of what's going to happen. And letting go of control is one of the ways that I rediscovered how to let myself play again. Now, I've got lots of other videos in the Let's Play series that are all about rediscovering play and specific ways that you can do that. You can find all of those videos over on the blog at acolorfuljourney.com. Well, this is what I'm going to call an oops, an outstanding opportunity presenting suddenly. Something formerly known as a mistake, an uh-oh, an oh boy, ooh, what did I do? I now call an oops. And that pink was not supposed to be quite so powerful on there. I'm not sure exactly what I was expecting, but it sure wasn't that. So what am I going to do? I'm going to put another layer on top of it, because that's the beauty of working with something like this, is you can put more layers on and see what happens. So I brought in some orange because, well, it's basically the only other color of the rainbow I haven't used yet. So I'm going to put that on here and I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to put it offset. I'm going to try and put some color in some of the white spaces, and I'm just going to see how that pink starts to behave. And I'm liking it, but it's not completely where I'm happy with it yet. I want more of that blue. I don't have enough blue in here, but I've already used blue. So what can I do? Well, the cool part about this is I can just use blue again. So as I put the paint onto the plate, I am going to put apparently a very small amount of paint on there, which is not what I usually do. And as I'm brayering it around, it's just not enough for me. So all I have to do is add some more paint to it. And this time as I'm brayering it around, it definitely feels more like what I wanted. I feel like there's going to be a little more blue popping with it just simply because there's more paint. And as I put this print down, my hope is that I'm going to get this vibrant blue that I want. And I've got it in some places, but not quite as much as what I wanted. So what am I going to do if I don't have enough blue on this? Well, all I'm going to do is put more blue paint on it. So I'm going to do another layer of blue. And one of the things that I really, really love about monoprinting, about using a gel plate, is that you get this imperfection to it. The paint doesn't pull off perfectly in every area. And that's what I love about it, because those are the surprises that keep me guessing as to what each layer is going to bring me. And by the way, if you've been enjoying this video, I'd so appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, hit that subscribe button. That way you'll know as soon as I have a new video out. And of course, there's more play waiting for you over on the blog and with my newsletter at acolorfuljourney.com. Well, I am loving the depth that is coming from this last layer of blue so much that I don't want to do anything else to this background. And guess what? It's an art journal page. I don't have to. If I'm loving this background just the way it is, I can leave it this way and enjoy it. And when the time is right, I'll add more to it. And of course, I will be sharing what I do to it. Well, thanks so much for joining me for today's play, and thanks so much for letting me be a part of your colorful journey.